Hey, hi everyone. And as discussed in the previous video that जहाँ पे मैंने बात की थी what is the process and how I got into HashedIn by Deloitte as a product manager. And in that video, I discuss what at a high level, right? Like uh, what all areas I was assessed for that particular role. So in this video, I will talk about what all questions it was asked to me and how exactly I address those questions, and I will just take one of the areas because you will find plenty of content around how exactly you tackle guesstimates and other questions. But here I will talk about the case studies, like how exactly I approached the case study and how I fared, how exactly I did in that particular area. So जब मेरा असेसमेंट हो रहा था तो फर्स्ट थिंग वाज द केस स्टडी, लाइक दैट वाज द वन फर्स्ट थिंग। लाइक पहला तो ये था कि लाइक इट वाज अ शॉर्ट लिस्ट बेस्ड ऑन योर प्रोफाइल, योर रिज्यूमे, your CGPA and previous scores and all. That's how they shortlisted, and what kind of background you're coming up. So those factors they consider for the first level of shortlist. उसके बाद like they gave the case study. Now case study में कैसा था? It was a case study which was related to the HR domain. Okay, तो उसमें ऐसा था कि they considered a hypothetical company where let's say you have multiple employees working, right, and from different domains. अब what they have showed, the problem or the overall visibility what they have given me for the case studies is कि वो जो कंपनी थी उसकी जो IT infrastructure था that was quite fragmented, and or they were looking for a solution where let's say जब assessment होती है, right, like when manager do this assessment for the employees, they need to consider different factors, right, or the different data points in order to give them the particular ratings or the feedback. तो अभी कैसा होता था कि उनके मतलब उस कंपनी में कि employees used to do everything manually, like they used to log all those records. Let's say if they have got any feedbacks or certain appreciations from their counterparts or their peers, they would be doing it everything, they will be recording everything in manually, like okay, this is a screenshot they have got it, okay, they will upload it in the portal or in the repository, and that's how everything used to happen. तो उसमें ये था कि there was it was quite manually addressed at that particular point of time. और दूसरा ये चीज़ था कि it basically did not have that wide spread consideration of all those factors, because sometimes क्या होता था कि मान लीजिए कि आपको किसी पोर्टल में या किसी जगह पे आपको अप्रेजल मिला, तो it never used to employees used to forget sometimes, like even employee does not have like do it everything on a day-to-day basis, they don't track everything, right? So doing the assessment, like whatever time they get, whatever things they can collect, they collect it and put it on the repository. तो ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट था. तो what exactly they were looking for to as a product manager come up with a solution, or you, because Deloitte has been hired as the consultant and they're looking for the solution. तो as a product manager how exactly you are going to address it. तो ये केस स्टडी था. तो इस केस स्टडी को मैंने कैसे हैंडल किया कि फर्स्ट व्हाट आई डिड, आई अज्यूम, राइट, फर्स्ट आई अज्यूम ओके व्हाट ऑल things, what all factors I have to consider or what all factors I could assume so that I can narrow down the scope of the problem. तो अभी कैसा है कि जब whenever you have this आपको product management के case studies मिलेंगे तो उसमें क्या ऐसा रहता है कि जो problems होते हैं it is like quite vague or it's quite broad, the scope is quite broad, right? So जब scope काफ़ी ज़्यादा broad होता है तो as a PM or as a person or as a consultant even that you would like to narrow down the scope of that particular problem. और उस प्रॉब्लम, सिंस यू आर नॉट डायरेक्टली कनेक्टिंग विद द क्लाइंट, what you will do since you are writing the case study or you are basically creating the presentation, you will assume few things. ठीक है, तो मैंने कुछ assumptions किए थे कि okay this is the number of employees the companies would be working, और मैंने कुछ assumes ये भी किए थे, assumptions ये भी लगाए थे कि okay कंपनी के जो एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं दे आर फ्रॉम, सो दिस कंपनी बिलोंग्स फ्रॉम आईटी इंडस्ट्री, और उनके मैंने ये समझे थे कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स में कुछ कुछ मैंने सॉफ्टवेयर्स पकड़ लिया था क्योंकि दे हैव द CRM एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स। ये मैंने कुछ एज्यूम किया था ताकि मेरा जो स्कोप है वो थोड़ा नैरो डाउन हो जाए। फिर मैंने क्या किया, आई स्टार्टेड looking after which all target user persona I should address first, right? And then what I did, मैंने user persona के बारे में थोड़ा describe किया, okay, what could be the socio-economic factors considering a particular user persona, फिर उनकी motivations क्या है, फिर उनकी what are the key pain points they might be facing, तो मैंने वो सारे pain points उनके user persona से map कर दिए. Now once I did that, what I did is I again go ahead and I started prioritizing like which all problem statements we should first address. Once I did that, then I started brainstorming, okay, I have got these 2 to 3 set or 4 to 5 sets of problems which I would be solving in this particular case study, or not even like in the practical life, like you can't address all the problem in the single instance, right? What you will be doing is you will be first prioritizing, okay, which are the problem statements you will be addressing, and then you will be coming up with a solution for that particular problem statement, and then phase wise you will deliver, in the practical life also, or actually in the production environment, or when you're working with a company, right? तो मैंने कुछ कुछ प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स कुछ कुछ जो की पेन पॉइंट्स है मैंने उसको प्रायोरिटाइज किए, ठीक है। और उनको प्रायोरिटाइज करने के लिए मैंने क्या किया कि आई कंसिडर 2 थिंग्स, लाइक वन इज़ द इम्पैक्ट, कि वो उस प्रॉब्लम को स्टेटमेंट को अगर मैं सॉल्व करता तो व्हाट कुड बी द इम्पैक्ट। नाउ दिस इम्पैक्ट कुड बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ कस्टमर वैल्यू as well as it will also have the factor considering the business value, like okay, अगर आपने ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट सॉल्व किया तो you are creating the impact, बट उससे business value क्या आ रहा है, okay? So these were the 2 factors I considered. Then what I did, I came up with some of the solutions for those pain points which I identified, okay? Now once I did that, again I started prioritizing, okay, which all solutions I can consider it, like because हर एक solution जो आपने निकाला हुआ it may not be so easy to deliver, right? So what you will do, you will be prioritizing all those solutions. So one of the framework could be that आप उन हर एक solutions को आप ये कर सकते हो, like effort versus impact, right? कि अगर आप ये impact create करना चाह रहे हैं तो उसके लिए आपको कितना effort लगेगा, सो जब इसमें से आप फिर व्हाट आई डिड, राइट, कि जो भी पेन पॉइंट्स हैं जो कि रिलेटेड है विच इज़ लाइक हाई इम्पैक्ट बट लो एफर्ट, राइट, सो आई जस्ट mark all those solutions or all those problem statements in that particular quadrant, and then I prioritize that. So that becomes a way of prioritizing, okay, how exactly you are going to prioritize the problem as well as the solution. So I did that. Then उसके बाद उस केस स्टडी में भी था कि एज अ PM you should come up with user stories, right? You should create the epics. So first thing I did was I created an epic, and then that what could be the subtask and all. But having all these things, जब आप इतना यहाँ पे पहुँच जाओगे, then it's like you also think about product vision, right? What is with the what, and always when you are coming up with a vision, what you comes up with is something which is very inspiring and aspirational, because you have to actually build a vision which can influence all the stakeholders who will be involved in delivering that particular solution. And for that it is very important to inspire and motivate them, and it should be even it has to be that aspirational, motivational. So I created a product vision also around it. Then I came up with the epics and stories and all. I just break it down everything. और उस केस स्टडी में ये भी था, one more question was that how exactly or you will be improvising the team velocity. So when you're working in agile environment, right, so velocity is something like how many number of stories like how many stories you are able to accomplish in a particular sprint, right? So that is how you exactly you've as a PM, like how exactly you are going to increase the velocity of your team. So in that I came up with, okay, these are the 4 to 5 points I'll be considering in order to increase the velocity of the team. So ये सब चीज़ मैंने उस presentation में cover किया, And I even gave them certain data points, like okay आप solution ला रहे हो right as a PM, but as a PM you should also come up with a solution which is data back, like why exactly is, or not even a solution, like about that problem statement, right? Okay, see, one of the critical thing as a PM is to make sure that you are solving the right why. Like you should be able to understand why you are solving that particular problem, or when you have to come up with that why, like the reason, the rationale behind solving that particular problem. See, when you're going ahead and talking with a lot of stakeholders, with the principal product leader or the delivery leader or the higher management, right? In that case, you need to give them the data points. Or data points ke liye maine what I did the market research. I see where the industry is going, what all competitors are there in that particular space. So I cover all these factors to come up with the why exactly we should solve that particular problem, and that basically also influence your vision of that particular product. So these all things I did, and it was really so yeah, as a PM it's very important to think in a structured way, right? And at the same time it's very important to have everything data backed. So I did all these things. It took a good amount of time. It was a very amazing and exciting exercise. I really enjoyed that, and it was something which was not new because I had been continuously solving the case studies by participating in the PM school case competitions and other B school case competitions which used to happen. So I was quite thorough with the process, how exactly I have to actually address it. But if you are doing it for the first time, it could be a nightmare for you if because you won't be able to understand from where to start and where to end. So this is how exactly, this is one of the way you can do it, but you can be creative about how exactly you can address or you can solve that particular solution. So yeah, this is how I did it, and definitely there were certain case guesstimates and all were there, but I won't be covering that in that. Maybe in subsequent videos I will consider, or I will cover those questions. But in the next video, what I will be doing is I will talk about some of the product roles which as a aspiring PM, or if someone who is completely fresher, how exactly can get into, especially the software engineers who have been into the domain but they want to get into the PM role, probably how they can do it, right? So I will cover all these things. Till then, keep learning and keep growing and keep shining. Bye.